Today's episode is brought to you by Forvis Mazars.
SoundCartel.
From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. From the outside, the entrepreneurial lifestyle can seem enviable, but running a business is very rarely easy or glamorous. And entrepreneurs need a certain set of skills that set them apart. Alan Manley, CEO of Group Colleges Australia, and who was awarded an Order of the Medal of Australia for his services to tertiary education, has identified 5 key skills that entrepreneurs really need to succeed. The first, he tells Chris Ashmore, is entrepreneurial flair.
That flair to prove your own ideas. Now, what causes the ego to be so prominent that you wish to prove your idea is right? Psychologists will probably tell you a massive inferiority complex, and there's an element of that need to prove yourself to yourself. And that becomes the massive driver to the worst boss to have is yourself, because that's the one you look in the mirror and think, I could have done better. And you know you're telling the truth, but how do you keep driving yourself? Or you're driven. You're almost a victim of it in some way. So that flair that I've got to do that to prove it to myself. When you get to that point, then you've got to find a good idea. Then you go to what are your skills? What can you add? What's your unique value proposition is the nice way of putting it. Sometimes the unique value proposition is not that exciting. I've often cited that McDonald's did not invent the hamburger. Not at all. They didn't invent a single thing. They implemented it differently. One of the things they did that people don't give them, it's not immediately obvious, but before McDonald's had polystyrene packing, people were prone to get sick at hamburger shops because the dishwashing and such just wasn't very good. So they got out of the hygiene problem. It was packed in a nice clean package. The only one that's used is you, and you could throw it away. So that actually made it more hygienic, and there's evidence to support that. That was a way of distributing the hamburger. And so it had this side effect of more hygienic. And McDonald's were fanatics and are fanatics for cleanliness. And then, of course, they made it faster. So that's not an earth-shattering idea, That's an implementation of a pretty old process. The hamburger became popular in America after post-World War II because it came back from the American troops in Germany. So it wasn't a new idea, but it was a very clever idea. So when you've got to have a great new idea, it doesn't have to be a spaceship. It has to be doing something of value to others.
Well, the really good idea is the second skill. The third skill, you say, is confidence.
There is what's lacking in so many really clever people. And you've got to break from the herd. And we're a herd animal. And there's endless books written on it. We like to be liked. We like to be in a group. We are a herd animal. We like to know the neighbours are nice to us or safe. And then financially, you're going to say, I'll put the house on the line and see if I can double it. You need a lot of confidence to do that. And I was talking to a person only this week, and she's owned a business for 20 years and built it up. And of course, the years have gone by. She's thinking of retiring. And she asked me, what's the biggest decision of selling a business? I said, you've got to have the confidence that you want to, because she's locked into owning something. And she's very comfortable, and she's quite successful, lived a very good lifestyle. She's got to be confident with her decision, and it's exactly reverse setting it up. You've got to have that confidence. Do I really, really want to do it? And do I have faith that I can do it?
Well, number 4 is risk-taking.
Yes, you've got to be a bit mad. I guess it extends on the confidence. There's plenty of confident people who can talk under wet cement, say you anything. But they are not prepared to take the risk. And the risk profile, it's the confident person, for instance, can sell you a car, and they're just good at selling cars, and you'd buy one, and you're both happy. But it would be a different sales proposition if the salesperson selling the car lost their house if they didn't make that sale. Now, that's absorbing risk. So I'm a confident character, and I really know what I do. I sell hot cars or something, bright red cars or something. Would you be prepared to sell them if you were made homeless if you didn't sell 10?
The fifth skill is having a business plan. Isn't that something that most business owners do, is plan their business or not?
Not entrepreneurs. One of the things of joining a franchise is it comes with a business plan. In fact, you are part of their business plan. So they do a profile of you and you are slotted into their plan, and power to them. When you set out on your own as an entrepreneur's entrepreneur, for want of a better word, you get carried away with the enthusiasm. Now, I know many businesses that have been quite successful, employed up to 40, 50 people, and have never had a real business plan. Now, they were quite successful. Now, you don't meet the ones who didn't have a business plan that went broke. It's like you only get the success stories necessarily. Why I advocate a business plan is to give some honesty to all the players. So you've got this great new idea. You then have to put it in writing. It's like a cold shower. You do the whole tedious thing, and I keep saying it doesn't matter what business plan you use, just get one off the internet. Because if you waste an hour on it, it's possibly the best hour you've invested. Because when it's written down, would this idea really sound good? And then you go to another person who can persuade to read it with you. And then it is dramatically, it's not as good as a beer over a barbecue and a moral support. When they've got to read it, does this idea really sound good? Then you get into this horrible page that they all inflict on you right at the back. It's the last page on all business plans. It's called cash flow. They don't want to dampen your enthusiasm too early. So, initial cash, you put up a couple $100,000 or something, and no way. And when will you get customers? I'll be recognised instantly. People will flock to me. Oh, yeah, sure. So you get the cash flow. So even it doesn't matter what you do. If you do that honestly with yourself, we don't have to be honest. You can lie because someone else will tell you it's silly. And the idea matures. And if it takes you 3 months, it's probably 3 months well invested. So I'm a big advocate of that. And then the other thing is in that business plan, somewhere it will say, what are the competition? Well, the competition are always stupid. And that's why you are smarter than them. But when you really analyse why they're successful for 20 years, there's reasons for it. And they may just outlast you. They may be a terrible provider of a service or a product, and you may be better, but you may run out of money trying to get your market share to make a living. The business plan is, and you can also take a business plan to another stranger. You can take it to an accountant. You can take it to a lawyer. You can take it to another business person who's walking the walk. You've got something to talk to. I find they're braver criticising the business plan than they are criticising you. They don't look Chris in the eye and say, Chris, I don't think it's much of an idea, mate. They say, gee, this plan needs further work. And you would accept that. So it's a nice document to talk to.
That was Alan Manley, CEO of Group Colleges Australia. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow @BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Forvis Mazars. To find out more, visit forvismazars.com/au. That's FORVISMAZARS.com/au.